Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 30? Episode 30
God,
of the What Does She
awesome.
podcast. 30th episode. Amazing. But tonight, we are going to be talking and breaking down and just generally gushing about Critical Role Campaign 2, episode 120. We are now 5 episodes past the number of episodes for Campaign 1, which still feels really
We were
crazy.
typing it out. I had to
I
type in
know.
like
I
C2E120.
know.
I'm like, what am I doing? Yeah.
Still trying to wrap, and many more to come, hopefully. But before we dive into tonight's episode, I'm going to toss it over to Alana, who has some exciting news for us.
Yes. So if you heard last week's episode, we are doing a very special holiday one shot with the team at Level Up Dice Australia. So it is the gang at Hit Dice Heroes. Having fun doing a festive one shot. It's going to be very, very silly, but we're super excited to be teaming up with them for this. So it will be streamed on their Twitch channel, which is level up underscore TTV. So I can put the link in. Oh no, I'm low apparently.
I'm trying to
Okay.
raise it up.
I will keep talking generally like this and let me know once it sounds better.
Trying to raise your audio to the yellow.
Okay.
Should be good now.
Okay.
A little bit
All
better
right.
at least.
Hopefully that's good. But yes, we're teaming up with Level Up Dice for this one shot. It is on twitch.tv/levelup underscore TTV. I'll put the link in the chat. It's going to be a lot of fun, I hope. I know it will be. It's going to be a lot of fun. These guys, I've given them the instructions to be as silly as they like. And yeah, I'm super excited for you guys to see it. Check it out tomorrow. 6 p.m. Yeah, I know the time. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's the regular time we do Hit Dice Heroes, except it is on a different channel. We will be hosting it on Hit Dice Heroes, but check it out and level up. Jump on, chat, and hope to see you there.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. Already seeing that the characters that people are bringing to it, going to be great. It's going to be so good.
There we go. That's not a clickable link, but there you go.
It's all right. But anyways, so yes, be sure to tune into that tomorrow. We're super excited for it. Yeah. It's been a long time coming, so
and it will be our last Hit Dice Heroes thing for the year. So if you want to get a little bit of, yeah, probably, I'm saying probably, but most likely the last Hit Dice Heroes things we do for this year. So yeah, if you want to get that sweet Hit Dice Heroes serotonin boost, come say hi.
Worth it, I promise. Yeah. I promise. Let me just adjust one more audio thing because I see mine is peaking a little bit, so I'll just lower that just a smidgen. But with all of that being said and done, and hopefully the audio issues are fixed, if things change, be sure to let us know. But I feel like we are able to dive right into this episode, and there is no better way to start an episode than with some good old Boyasha that we have been hoping and praying for the past several episodes, and they give it to us right out of the gate. What do we think of that?
We said, I think I said, and then you commiserated with me, oh, we might not get Boyasha until next year because they don't have the tower. When are they going to have this chance to talk and figure it out? And they did it in the spooky hallway of this abandoned site.
On brand, though.
So happy. And I think with with For Jester, it was incredible when they kissed, and it was really heartwarming. And I think we're like, oh man, I can't wait for Bo and Yasha to kiss or hug or whatever. But I think the way they did it was so in character and so perfect.
Oh yeah.
Of just intense awkwardness, but Bo saying she wants to do it right and start with the date, I thought was incredibly sweet. And I'm so happy. It's yeah. I just had the biggest smile on my face for about 5 minutes.
And did you end up doing a live reaction?
I did, yeah.
I have those too. I forgot to compile them together so we could show you guys, but we'll probably post.
I'll give you a live reaction.
Yep, yeah.
and that for 5 minutes.
It was pretty much me like hiding like in my shirt just because of
Yeah.
it was just so cute. But yeah, so adorable, and I think obviously I loved them having that moment, but then I think my favorite thing that came out of that was then like the running joke for the remainder of the episode
Oh my
of like
god.
Sam being like, you're not doing anything tomorrow night, like let's celebrate and stuff.
So funny. I like my last note is Veth is a nosy bitch.
Yep.
Because it's clearly like Sam, but it was also very much in character for Veth.
Yep.
Um yeah, that was incredible because it forced again more awkwardness into the
Mm-hmm.
situation, which is so
Yep.
much fun with
Mm-hmm.
people dating.
Even like right after they had their moment, and then they went back to like convene with the group, and they're all like, "So what were you guys like
Yeah,
strategizing? What were you guys
yeah,
talking about?"
yeah. Like let's go in and not
Yep.
die. And it's like, well,
Yep.
last time you had a much more detailed plan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I love it that Caduceus just heard the whole thing
Yeah,
because he's
yeah.
got super
Or
high perception.
even if he didn't like hear it, he could just see it like on their faces, like they were not hiding it very well at all.
Oh yeah. No, it was super sweet. I like that they both were able to give their declarations.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, hey, I like you. It's like, well, I like you too. It's like, yes, finally, it's out in the open.
But then,
Um,
what I
yeah.
also appreciated about it was that they're also very like respectful of what the other person may want, because they
Mm,
both said like like if it doesn't work out, or if it's weird or whatever,
yep.
it's just say it, like, because
Yeah,
I don't
because we
want
work
things to.
together.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was nice that even though it's very clear that they really like each other, they're still
Mm.
being like like if it ends up not
Being
working out, like, hey,
pragmatic. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's all
No, but
good.
that's also just because they're like overthinking it so
True.
much.
Also true. But
Yeah.
hey, relatable. So
Oh yeah,
I
100%.
feel it. But I
Um,
guess this will be we'll continue talking about it, but this is an early time to do fan art. But I feel like
oh
your
yeah,
pick for fan art is pretty
yeah. I couldn't help it.
is pretty important for this.
I
So
was
we're
so
doing
in the
a
mood after
we're
watching
doing a
this.
pretty early fan art thing. So as I transition over to this wonderful fan art by at Alan the Lost on Twitter, just some amazing Oyasha art.
Yeah. Their Boyasha stuff is incredible. You need to go check it out if you haven't. They do some really cool alternative universe stuff with them. They've just done like a Captain Marvel with Bo and Yasha,
Oh.
which is really cool. But just really lovely, tender stuff from this
Mhm.
artist. I love it a lot. Uh,
Look
yeah,
at the
because there's been,
muscles,
like,
the abs, the
yeah,
scars.
that's the thing too. Because there's been like a ton of art of them kissing and
Hmm.
making out. But this was just really soft, and
Yeah,
I was like, I
yeah.
like it.
But what's funny is I feel like when the campaign first started, did Ashley like say that Yasha was like particularly tall? Because I feel like she's sort of become like one of the tallest in the group, like only second to Caduceus. But I feel
Yeah,
like when
yeah,
the campaign first started, she only imagined her being like 5'11" or something like
yeah.
that.
She was kind of like just like a big bodyguard type woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of evolved as time's gone on.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just think it's kind of funny how we picture Yasha, this strong barbarian, as this like 6'2", just massive, you
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
angelic hero.
if you want to hurt too, go check out still Alan the Lost. They've got a picture of Bo and Yasha like aged, like as an older couple.
Hmm.
It's real sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Oh,
Can we discuss talks? I actually didn't catch too much of
yeah,
this
I
past
haven't seen it
talks.
yet.
The only thing that I know from the talks was, yeah, that Laura is like a huge Boyasha shipper. Um, that's about
Tell
all
him
I
she's
caught from it.
5'11". Well, Lynn says it, so it must be true.
Oh, oh.
That's shorter than I imagined.
Hmm. And then
Is it? Is it?
Bo's probably only like 5'8" though. somewhere around
Yeah.
there.
I'm wondering then. Okay. I'm 5'10". Interesting. Cool.
But
Have to really suss that.
I'm so happy for our two
Oh,
disaster
so
lesbians.
good.
It's been a long time coming since episode 1 of this
Oh
campaign,
my
and
god.
119 episodes later, we're finally getting them on a date.
The beginning of closure.
Yes, it has
Yeah.
begun. The die
Yeah.
has been
And
cast.
and them saying like don't die to each other. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Right? Like,
So
please don't foreshadow this right now. Please.
Jeez Louise.
I can't handle this. Especially since we all know that this was the last episode of the year and for the next 4
Yeah.
weeks. So it's like, okay, do not say anything that could be potentially foreshadowing a terrible event happening.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Oof.
But
Big
yeah,
oof.
apparently Adam in chat is saying that we are now 3 years with the Mighty Nine, which is
Yeah.
wild to think about, honestly.
It's kind of like 2 2/3
Yeah, closing in
in the grand scheme of
on the
things.
3
But yeah.
years.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's really
Mm-hmm.
cool.
How long were we with Vox Machina when they started streaming? Was it around like 3 years, 4 years? Or
How
was it
long were they
longer?
playing before? I think they were playing for like 3 years or so before they started streaming. But they also didn't play as regularly. They only played like once every couple months.
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to think when I started watching Critical Role, when I caught up with the second season, I think it was like episode. They were just in Your House. I think it was around episode 60 or so. So it's kind of like doubled since then, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Sure.
Cool.
2015 to
really
2017. Oh, okay. Dang. So yeah, we've been with the Mighty Nine for quite some time now.
Yeah.
And quite some time more, I would imagine. And I'm here. But who knows? Some of the stuff that happened at the end of this episode is scary. But we'll get to that. But we'll get to that.
Let's talk about it now.
Yeah, let's just rearrange the order of this episode. No, I think in the room with the threshold crest. Well, actually, was there anything else that we want to talk about with the Boyasha stuff?
Looking at my notes, I put Boyasha right away. Do it right, date first. Farts.
Oh yeah, they're discussing farts and how Yasha is canonically immune to fart smells, I guess. Definitely wasn't
super silly.
Just coming up with stuff on the fly.
Yeah, that was really cool. I couldn't believe that it happened so soon.
I know.
Straight away. I thought we might get like a little tidbit, like not a full discussion, like maybe like a hey, let's catch up. But no, them planning to have a date is perfect.
Yeah. And again, like you said earlier, just like visualizing them having this conversation in the setting that they're in is just hilarious.
Like just outside I think she literally said it was still in the forest. Like she's like, as everyone leaves the forest, we hang back, which is not a good place to declare your love.
But I guess it's also, I can see why they did that, because they don't know if they're gonna live or die, and so Bo is probably just like, all right, well, I don't want to, regret not saying this if I end up dying or one of us end up dying or something happens. So
yeah,
I'll just say it.
Yeah,
really proud of them.
Amazing.
Really proud.
Oh man.
And then
so they got to the room.
Yep.
Got to the room and it was. Oh yeah, they pretty much activated the golem pretty quickly.
Do you think that those like orb things that were pulsing with energy were sort of like an alarm, like a silent alarm?
Yeah. I think so. And I wrote down when Matt was describing the automaton. I can't say that word. The cyborg thing under the rubble. and he's describing it like as being humanoid in shape, I was just like, dirty?
Literally,
Dirty?
same.
Dirty?
Same.
And it would
That's
make
immediately
no
where I went
sense.
to.
Absolutely zero sense. And I was just like, is this dirty?
Yeah.
But I was like, no, it's probably not dirty. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was dirty.
I know.
But how weird would that be? If it's like, hello there!
Oh
like,
my god. And like the rest of the brigade is like in there as well. Oh my gosh. What a crossover.
In the tone of the campaign.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But
no, that was a really cool fight. I liked the
I
love fighting constructs because you get the sense like there's no malice, there's nothing in the fight except for its need to fight. So it's really cool. And it was wicked.
That thing was a tank.
Yeah.
Devastating. Holy moly.
The slow steam was awesome.
Yeah.
That is a really cool feature. And holy crap, yeah, it's I told you, I only wrote two notes for the fight, and it was Ford impaled.
That was funny. Else.
But that was amazing. Travis, like, I think Travis makes me laugh the most.
Yeah.
Just because he fucking plays into it so
I know, he's so animated with it.
The acting he did for it. Yeah. I missed a few things this episode. I was getting distracted pretty easily, so a lot of times I came back like, what? And yeah, so Matt's like, yeah, he's going to stab you with a harpoon. I'm like, okay, cool. And it's like, it's sticking through your gut. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, actually impaled.
Yeah.
Man, that's rough.
Yeah. Really, really, really devastating. But again, it turned into a really hilarious scene.
Yeah.
With Caleb dragging him off and Bo using him to jump off of him. And...
yeah, the Bo like jumping on it was amazing. But like a shivers down my spine as Caleb like tore him from it.
Yeah. Oh god.
It's like have you seen the movie Castaway?
Yeah. Yep.
There's like a scene in Castaway where he like falls on a piece of coral and like it jams in his side, and I can't watch that scene. I like my body shuts down. I think that just scene is that same feeling of no visceral reaction to it. Yeah, no,
it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was doing some pretty heavy hits. Like I feel like if Jester didn't come in clutch with those two banishments where they were able to set up for like some surprise attacks, that fight would have been a lot more devastating.
The second one was cool too because she's like, well, you rolled a natural 20 last time, so I assume you can't save from it. Like it's very smart.
That's a good
point. Yeah, there was it allowed them to kind of span out a bit. I feel like the first banishment they accidentally wasted a few rounds on realizing that Matt was still counting down. I didn't realize Matt was still counting down. I was like, oh yeah, keep it in initiative order. He's like, oh, you got 30 seconds. I'm like, oh my god, guys, let's go. But no, it was cool. It was cool them trying to like claw it down. Levitating Yasha was hilarious.
And then of course we can't forget the most clutch action that was taken this entire fight, and I feel like it really tipped the scales in the party's favor, and that was Veth's banana peel that he threw out onto the... I can't believe that we can actually say that. Like, that is a thing that happened. Sam threw a banana peel onto the battlefield. And you know what?
It was so close to happening too.
Yeah.
And in my head, I was just like my DM brain was just like, it's gonna step on it and just squash it completely.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's no fun. But that's also not how that works at all.
I feel like there was a Mythbusters episode on if you can actually slip on banana peels.
Yeah. I think it's got to be like the certain way you step on it and it's going to be like super fresh or something. But and that banana peel would not be fresh. Like I feel like that's a dried black hunk of banana peel.
So now I'm thinking, Bo, because Adam says, Bo drugging the Abomination was pretty clutch too. But she said she was going to use that to assassinate, like Trent or something. What if
no.
the banana peel will
Oh
be
god.
used to bring down Cerberus Assembly?
Well, Caleb now has the battery for his collar that he wants to use on Trent. So,
True.
take away his magic, and then like he's running to get
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
And then I think
Or
Beth was saying she was practicing her quick draw with the banana peel, like
yeah,
throws it out really quickly.
looking at herself. Or I'm wondering, what if they decide to not kill Trent and just leave him in the collar, kind of like in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Aang didn't want to kill Ozai. Instead, he decided to just take his bending away so he couldn't. Spoilers for Avatar: The Last Airbender. Decided to just take his bending away and let him, live out the rest of his days thinking about the things that he's done, reflecting and stuff. So maybe if Caleb doesn't want vengeance in the sense of killing Trent, maybe he'll at least want to leave him without his magic and sort of let him rot away, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I see that. I want Trent to die, though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and if it's by slipping over on a banana peel, perfect.
Hey,
the more embarrassing a death for an evil character, the better it feels. Because it's just, I'm trying to think it's like Denethor in The Lord of the Rings, as like he's set on fire and just running for what must have been like 5 minutes on fire.
Yep.
Just, falling off Minas Tirith. I'm like, yep, that's appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got all the references tonight.
I know. I love that they keep doing the make my way downtown, like for like everything. Anytime
I hate it because I adopt it. Like I can't help it. It's because you watch like hundreds of hours of their content, so you pick up on those things. So like I always say 9. I always say make them away, and it's like people don't understand.
It's been a while
when I say it. Yeah, it's been a while. Oh god. So I'm not even a part of the joke. It's just like I don't know. Do you do like when Matt's at the start saying, "Welcome to Critical Role. We play D&D," and like, I always do it. I can't help
I'll do the D&D Beyond.
Yeah, D&D Beyond. Yeah, yeah, and literally in real life, if someone talks about D&D Beyond, I'll be like, "It's D&D."
Yeah, D&D Beyond.
It's the worst.
It is, but it's also like really like wholesome and cute that we have these little things that we're able to do, and that like anyone in the fandom, you could say any of these things and they immediately know what it is.
It's like Ukatoa, and then like
I think at one of the at the live show that I went to, when Ukatoa was brought up, the crowd also just like collectively like whispered Ukatoa.
Yeah, that's
cool.
I think great. There's been like I think there was a live show before that, like it was the first time it happened, and they were like they were really excited because they could hear the whispers happening, or it might have been that one, but it's super cool when people like just take something from it, and because it makes you feel more a part of it. Oh boy. I also wrote down for the fight Veth's natural 20 and then natural 1.
Yep.
Which I'm fairly certain I have to go back and rewatch it, but that was Veth had advantage on that attack. Rolled a 1, rolled a 20. Is that, am I misremembering that? I feel like they rolled a 1 and then rolled a 20, or they might have rolled a 1 when they had advantage previously, but I get it why Sam doesn't do it, but still every time I'm like, you're lucky. Please use it. I 100% understand it, and I 100% respect the decision, but it's inherent to halflings. Like, you should want to use it. I say.
I agree.
But yeah, no, but that natural 20, natural 1, I love it.
So funny. So funny. And then just like pantomiming what that looks like. Like it fires.
Yes.
Doesn't fire again, but it was supposed to, so he looks at it and then it hits himself.
Amazing.
So good. But talking about a little bit about Ford again. So I don't know about you all, but for me, I don't know if it's just because I really like Travis and stuff, but when I picture Ford, I see Ford as like a huggable teddy bear. Like I see Ford as like this. I just want to like squeeze his cheeks. I don't know. He's just like the a wholesome character that I just absolutely love.
He's like the cool uncle.
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of like what he is. And so we can transition to my pick for fan art because this art depicts Ford as not that and takes on a more like serious tone that I thought was really really cool. So we'll transition over to that. This really cool Ford art by @flybothways on Twitter.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that is intimidating.
Yeah.
He's reading Sailing 101.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
he broke the intimidation. But that's cool. Man, yeah. I guess because he has gotten like beefier as well.
Yeah.
Since becoming a paladin, he's a pretty intimidating figure.
Yeah, this is Daddy Tusktooth. This is Daddy Tusktooth right here.
That is the best comment we've ever received.
But the eyes, oh man,
yeah,
like he's staring us down. But then
so
we
cool.
looked at he's reading Sailing 101. It's just like, yes,
That's-
the book title is Sailing 101.
His tusks
Gotta
look
brush
so
up.
good.
I know, poking through the beard. Definitely looks world weary, ready to take on anyone.
I feel like Travis is having a lot of fun playing him because he really gets to like act as not that Grog wasn't acting, but it was like
right.
He has to play him a certain way.
Right. There's only so much you can do with the low intelligence character barbarian. But
Ford is like he's decently smart and he's decently wise and he's caring, but he's that charismatic aspect. So it's charismatic in being able to just to talk to people and rally people, but also in intimidation and deception and taking control of the situation. Like not jumping ahead, but totally jumping ahead. Like when he was chasing down Ivor. Like I love it whenever he turns on that switch and he's just like, well, like it's
like
really cool.
Ooh, like it makes me feel a certain way too. I'm like, okay, all right, Ford.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I should pay attention to this person.
Yeah. He really commands that respect and presence when he wants to.
Yeah, it's really cool. Anything else in the fight? I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
I don't think so.
The Yarsha levitating was hilarious.
Oh yeah, and then throwing the sword and it almost impaling Bo.
Could you imagine if it had actually like hit Bo?
Oh my god. That would have been it would have been so cruel. But like so like funny also. Like sad funny.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah. It would be more funny than sad, but yeah.
Yeah. Because they were just talking like 10 minutes ago, like
don't die.
Like when you like don't die, like like when you stab me and all that stuff. It's like well, I'm gonna do it again. But
no, that was good.
I mean, Jester coming in clutch with the banishments, and the Cat's Eye really laying into it, and ended up not being too terrible. We did get more of the wild magic stuff happening.
I think it was pretty reasonable, and I think they got a couple crits in, so that
they did.
Really.
There was a lot of natural ones and crits in this fight. It felt like.
Yeah, I think Bo was pretty close to going down if it wasn't for the heat. Because she said at one point on its reaction it took her down to half. Like, it was pretty rough. So yeah, I mean they got 2 clerics, so they're pretty set. It's going to take a lot to take them down. But yeah.
What did I hear it right that Caduceus healed her for 70?
Yeah, heal. So it's a 6th level, I want to say. 6th level spell, and it's just like instant 70 hit points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then there's mass heal, which is a much higher level. I know spells. Give me one sec.
At first I thought he said like 17.
Yeah, you're like, yeah,
But then like her reaction to it, I was like, wait, did he say 70?
yeah.
I
Heal
didn't hear that he said heal.
Heal is 6th level with 70 points. Mass heal, yeah. Mass heal is 9th level, and it restores up to 700 hit points divided
Ooh.
among creatures you like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I could see him taking that. I mean, if they ever get to level 17, I could see
Yeah.
that being like 9th level spell because it's
Mm-hmm.
very good.
Yeah, that's a little too good to pass up.
Yeah.
But you know they were able to deal with this construct pretty easily, and then eventually wedge free the threshold crest, where they had a little bit of debate on what they should do with it. Jester was leaning towards just destroying it because destroying it would mean that the Tomb Takers wouldn't be able to use it at all. But keeping it allows for leverage and potential negotiations and such.
I think because there was either miscommunication or it was just kind of like wanting to keep it, whereas Jester didn't want to keep it. You could see she was getting like frustrated, I think, with like discussions of no, let's just destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
To the point when like it started to fall and the cat's call caught it. She was like, like, what are we
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
I can't but I was freaking out because it was right above Ford. Like it wasn't on top of him. But I kept thinking like if it breaks, what if it like creates a mini portal to the Feywild or something?
Yeah,
Or like
I was kind of wondering
like
that too.
does some portal stuff. So I was kind of happy they caught it.
Yeah, or even not just like creating a portal, but what if like because there's so much energy, built up in this thing. What if it just unleashes like a devastating wave of like damage that just maybe TPKs? I don't know, depending on how powerful this thing is. But
if that was the end, just like, oh, you broke it and now you've died. Yeah.
It probably wouldn't be something like that, but I would imagine like 12d12 damage or something, or like something like massive. Like
it wouldn't be TPK; it'd just be 12d12 damage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
survivable.
Oh my goodness. What is that? What's the average of that? That's like, yeah, that's a lot.
It's 12 times 12 is what, 144?
Like 75, 80.
Like, yeah, that's fine.
Like 80.
Maybe Caleb would go down.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. But then they had Bo did a little bit of a checkup with Caduceus finally.
Yes.
Just making sure that he was all right with the forest that's out there. And that forest is creepy.
Not good. Not a good forest.
No.
And the way
not.
Matt described like Ford feeling as though things were watching him as he was exploring the hallways. Yeah, there's something super not cool about those trees. And I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we literally won't. Which just makes me even more like unnerved about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Especially because when they ultimately did decide to burn it, the noises, the screaming,
they proper burned it too. Like,
yeah,
that was a lot. Yeah, no, super unsettling. The fact that like it was kind of like wailing and then screaming, and it was just they're like actually dying, whatever it is. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Is it souls? Is it?
I know.
bodies?
Like, what is it? Was it like just the trees themselves? Were there like other creatures that were just hiding in there that we didn't see?
Yeah, what if it was like just like a bunch of like rabbits?
Yeah,
like thousands
like
of
dire
rabbits.
Like, God, I don't even want to imagine that. But again, we will literally never know.
Yeah, I think unless we get answers about it when we catch up with Cad's family, or if they ever go to like, I can't say it, Malazmir,
Malaismir, yeah.
Malazmir, yeah. If they ever go there, maybe, or could be more stuff in Aor. But yeah, even if we don't know what it is, I'd love to know the connection between it and Malazmir and the Savalier Woods.
Yeah, someone in chat Alex in chat just said that, is it possible that some of the runes in Aor have landed in the Savalier Wood, and that's why there might be.
Thinking,
yeah. definitely possible. I feel like.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, not Ford, Cad. He was not feeling it. He was
no.
not doing great.
Mm-mm.
Which is poor Cad. He's
He had a
he
rough
doesn't do
time this
in new
episode.
places. Yeah, he takes a little while to settle into a place. I think.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, which is like we'll get to it, but his conversation at the end was really interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
I have some thoughts about that,
yeah,
but yeah, we'll get to that when we get there. But
I wrote
it's
Forest on Fire. Yeah.
um I mentioned a little bit last podcast that it's it makes me feel uneasy when Caduceus feels uneasy because usually Caduceus is pretty level-headed and most of the time logical when it comes to different encounters. But this one like really like shook him.
I feel the opposite because I feel like Caduceus feels nervous all the time. But it might be like Taliesin because I think
Mm,
Taliesin gets really like what's the word? Or animated, I guess, in combat.
mm-hmm.
And I think it's just because he doesn't want anyone to die, so he gets
Yeah.
very serious looking
Mm-hmm.
and very intense, and almost just like, is Taliesin okay? Is he having fun? Which
Yeah.
I'm sure he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just always just like he's so intense right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's like he will like get like his eyebrows down and be like
Yeah.
ah
Yeah.
yeah. But no, I feel like Caduceus. Uh, I like it when he's like just making jokes or making tea or things.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm like, okay, now it's all good. But when
Yeah.
he's just like, this place is evil, we need to go. It's like, oh god.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I agree. But then one little brief moment that I liked was then when they were trying to leave the chamber and stuff, and they had to lift up the door again, and
Yeah.
Matt saying that Veth, like you notice Ford
Oh
in his,
yeah.
his rippling muscles as he lifts up the doorway, and then Gesture being like, "I'm saving this for my like sketchbook later." Gesture's
Amazing.
definitely
Oh yeah.
laying it on thick and really leaning into her relationship with Ford now.
Yeah. I love it. It's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's cool. I'm glad they got out of the site eventually, because that run-in with Iva was incredible. Caduceus trying to lie, like
Yeah.
the first lie, and it's just like terrible.
Fails
And like,
horribly.
why? Why did he lie? Like, I don't think there was much reason
Yeah.
for him to lie in that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's like he instantly distrusts you guys.
I know.
Um,
And then the party talking amongst themselves in an echoing chamber about
God.
slitting his throat or tying him up and stuff.
My favorite
Yep.
thing as a DM when like the party's talking in front of an NPC and you're just like,
Yep.
cool, 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 cool. Well,
Yeah.
they heard everything.
Well, it's like the second time they've done it because then they had obviously a few episodes ago when they had Dagon.
Dagon.
Yep, and they let it slip that Vesta's dead. Who's got the modified?
They modified his memory, didn't they? Like Dagon doesn't know that Vess is dead.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, cool. Because he made that comment to
Yeah.
Iva, like saying, "Well, I keep my employees alive, my employers alive." I was like, "Yeah, kinda."
Yeah, as the rest of the party nervously laughs.
Yeah. But no, that was really cute. The poor little dude. I love that he just cut the rope and Bo's just like,
Yep, slow
Doesn't
falls
affect
down. And Ford Superman's up and has his he turns on the intimidating charm.
Yeah.
That we all know and love.
Beth slowly
And then
following
Beth's slowly coming up, and then when she finally does reach there, just like reiterates what Ford just said.
It's like Veth is so good because I think it's just Sam playing like anti-Scanlan in terms of the charisma aspect.
Yeah.
It still allows him to be as funny as he was with Scanlan, but just in such a less successful way.
Mm-hmm.
In character, obviously, like it's super successful as
Oh, yeah.
as an actor. It's so good. But But yeah, I love it so much. It's just like, yeah, Dagon just like coming out of nowhere, like
Yeah.
covered in frost.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool.
Dagon is. I feel like Dagon is going to become like ride or die with the Mighty Nine. They've just gone through so
Yeah.
much. I feel like already.
I'm so worried he's gonna die.
I hope not. I
I
why
I feel
was
like he would.
he? This is
Yeah,
jumping ahead. Why was he like hiding?
yeah, yeah. He wasn't there.
Yeah. I guess we'll talk about all that. Get there. We're almost there.
Unless he was just completely crushed under the
Oh
snow,
yeah.
and, like, and he's like,
That's how he
"Help!"
dies. That's how he dies.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Um, yeah, but yeah, no, that was incredible. Ford being an absolute boss.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I could watch that. I could watch that all the time.
But then they pretty much as soon as they got out, they're like, "All right, let's get as far away from here as possible and let's sleep," because everyone was pretty spent, at least for the
Yeah,
spellcasters.
definitely. Not good.
Mm.
Not good.
Mm.
Just let them long rest.
That was good. Just got to stall for another hour and 55
Yeah,
minutes. Just keep
just
talking.
keep
Keep talking. We're almost
sleeping.
there. That was great. But one note that I had made before
Bet I can guess what it
that
is.
ending scene. Yeah, probably. Um, well, I guess two moments. I guess one of them was minor. One of them I really liked was during Ford and Jester's watch when Jester threw up the tarot card for Caduceus.
Yeah, that was
I thought that was
super cool.
really sweet. I can't wait to see fan art of that because I already know there's going to be one of you folks are gonna
Yeah. I saw Taliesin was like immediately taking notes as well as she was
mhm,
describing it.
yeah,
It was-
really creative. But then yes, the other small one, as Adam has already put in chat, the look of recognition that Caleb gave, noticing Ford and Jester snuggling up.
I think yeah, Travis, like if you go back and watch Travis in that scene too, like he was really into that. He was just like, yeah, like he wasn't like, yeah, he was just
Yeah,
like that's cool, that's good.
yeah.
I thought it was very yeah, I think it was a nice, yeah, as you say, a nice way of acknowledging it.
Hmm.
And I think it was kind of clear from his reaction. It was like, okay,
Yeah,
it felt very much like another reference. It felt very much like Love Actually. Have you seen Love Actually?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
like Andrew Lincoln's character that's in love with Keira Knightley,
Mm.
where he's just like, it's like, all right, enough now,
Yeah,
like, and runs off
yeah.
into the water. But I just got a very similar sense to that. I was like, okay, like
Mhm.
I understand.
And I feel like Caleb, like while
Next.
I am a Widow Just stan, um, I feel like Caleb in his own way never really saw them being together,
Yeah,
like because of the things he's gone through. While he does maybe love her, he just
yeah,
maybe knew or thought that in the back of his head that it probably wouldn't ever happen. So it might
I
be
don't think
easy
he,
for him to accept that her and Ford are together.
yeah, I don't think he ever would have like unless things got really good for him.
Hmm.
I don't think it was something he was going to pursue.
Yeah,
And I think also it's it's hard to tell because we're gonna have a 4 week break now. Whether
yeah.
or not it's going to be him, okay, that's good to know. Like I can kind of move
Hmm.
on, or is it going to be like, of course, par for the course for old Caleb, like
Yeah,
in his head, like
yeah,
typical, or like
yeah.
figures. I
Of course,
deserve
this
this.
happened.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to the 8th level of my tower.
Yeah.
um, yeah, which I hope it's not fully that. I hope it's more played as like good for them. I'm happy for you too, sort of thing.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
up to them.
I feel like Caleb is probably one of those personalities where he just wants the other person to be happy and content with the choices they've made. So I don't think he's gonna hold any like grudges or be pouty about it. I don't think that'll happen. He's too mature. too mature and world weary for that, I think. And yes, there is still, as Indecisive says, there is still Essek. Essek is still waiting in the wings for him. So,
Or Astrid.
or
Or
Astrid,
Eadwulf.
or
Or
Eowulf. I
Astrid.
mean, yeah,
Yeah.
could be some
Yeah.
spicy things going on. You never know.
Good. I was so hoping Essek would just be like, "Bam, I'm here."
Mm-hmm.
Like, at the end.
Like just in the
Which would
middle
make-
of their conversation.
Yeah. Like, say,
Funny-
help. Help.
Funnily enough, when I guess we can begin talking about this scene when Caduceus poked his head out and Matt was describing what he was seeing and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and then that he saw a figure, arms crossed, leaning against the dome or whatever. I was like, Essek? But then I was like, but then he said purple skin. I was like, oh, this ain't good.
Yeah.
This
And
ain't
I
it.
should have known because he said like about 6 hours into your long rest. I'm like, that's the bad time.
Yeah.
That's not the time for things. And again, I'll admit I was not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
because like they had all said like, oh yeah, we'd already long rested and everything. I was like, cool. I was on my phone, and then Matt's like purple skin leaning there. I was like,
What?
sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what's going on? Not good.
Mm-mm.
Really not good.
But I feel like Caduceus is probably the best member of the Mighty Nine to have like talked with him first and seen him first.
Yeah.
Considering Caduceus is fairly diplomatic, and he doesn't have the relationship to Lucian as the rest of the party does, and so he's kind of like an unbiased, neutral.
Yeah, and he gives kind of like an equivalent amount of non-answers that Lucian does as well. They're both asking each other questions, and they're both just not answering them. They're like talking in metaphors or like in expressions.
And I really like how Caduceus was trying to like maintain like a casual feel to the conversation by mentioning the sunset, and just trying to get some rest, and did you have a rough day yesterday? Just trying to keep it as trying to like disarm Lucian, even though I really don't think Lucian came here looking for a fight. I don't think he did. I think he was prepared. Like if one were to happen, he would be prepared for it. But I don't think like he was coming here to get rid of the party.
And him, which I think makes sense. But like that's why I'm scared of him, because it's like I don't why hasn't he attacked them yet? Like, why is he playing along with them? Why isn't he just saying, shut the fuck up and give it to me, sort of thing? Like, he's very, like, cool. Like he's a cool character, but he's very cool, and that's really freaky. No, I want him to... We got one sense of him having kind of like an emotional reaction, and it was like when Bo was like kind of bugging him, and he had the vein pop on his head a bit. I was like, oh, that's like she elicited an emotion there. That was him getting annoyed. Like that was interesting to see. So maybe it is more of a bit of an act, him playing super collected.
Maybe.
But geez, I was so stressed. I was just like, why now? Just let them rest.
I know. Oh, and they were surrounded. It's just such a bad place for the party to be in. Tensions were really high. But because two things. One, I'm wondering like because he's like he wants to talk things Lucian, like he wants to talk with the party. He's not just outright killing them. Again, makes me feel like Lucian maybe isn't like an evil alignment, maybe neutral evil, if anything. Because like if he was like evil, I feel like he would just be like, all right, I'm not even gonna try to deal with this. I'm just gonna kill you and take what's mine. And he kind of like alluded to that when they were talking about, it's finders keepers out here, and he's like, well, I found you guys and you have what I need, so it's mine. But then, so maybe he's not necessarily evil, but then the other thing is maybe he's not as powerful as we think, and he doesn't actually think he'll be able to take on the party. that could also be it, but
I'm like I was doing the D&D rules math in my head because he was saying like they'd walked all night, they'd been tracking them. It feels like they're like at the limit of their but they might still have spell slots and stuff, I suppose. I was thinking like if the Mighty Nine get another 2 hours sleep as they were allowed to do and they finish their long rest, would they then have the advantage over the Tomb Takers? Like what if we get
mhm.
back at the start of next year and they're just like, all right, we attack?
Yeah,
Um man, yeah. I don't know. Well, that's what makes him such a good character because we have no
I
idea what he's
know.
like. We know what he's doing. We know what he
Mhm,
wants to do, and it seems bad, but
mhm.
he doesn't shout evil villain. Um,
Right.
so it makes it hard to feel
He
anything.
feels very. I don't know if you watched The Legend of Korra,
Yeah.
um, but he feels like in a similar vein as in season three. There's a villain named Zahir
Mm.
with the Red
Yeah.
Lotus, who
Chill.
is a really cool villain. Um, but he had like I wouldn't say he was evil. He just had like a very
Mm. He
different
wanted. Yeah.
view on
His
on
whole
the
idea was
natural
on
order.
balance and
Yeah.
yeah, natural order, but it came at the cost of like people's
Right.
lives, like that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, yeah, no, that's a good comparison. Um, yeah, it's the cool ones you got to watch out for.
I know. Yeah. But
Caroline Johnson, Matt Mercer voice, hard to read.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty much what it is. Um,
yeah.
but then we
I
also
wrote.
got a little bit of oh, you can go ahead if you have a
I was just
specific
gonna say my last note was just take out Cree,
oh
like
yeah.
the
Yeah,
fact that
Kree's giving me
she can
some bad
she can
vibes.
track them and she's their cleric. Like,
Mm-hmm.
get rid of her, and I
Yeah,
think
the
they're gonna
fight
have a
does
better
break out
time.
Focus Fire Kree.
Yeah, but it was like what Travis said. They haven't fought another adventuring party
Yeah.
properly. I don't think the Mighty Nine. They had something similar. Vox Machina did they when they fought like Ripley. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure in other circumstances, but like, yeah, it's been a while since we've had a proper adventuring party versus adventuring party.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so, yeah, take out the cleric first,
Yeah.
would be my advice.
Do you think maybe if
Uh,
a fight broke out, because the Tomb Takers are all like connected mentally or whatever and can sync up? What if they turn into like some like Power Rangers like combat suit where they all like
yeah,
link up together and
that'd be amazing.
to some
Yeah.
massive like automaton? See it?
Ugh, gross. Do you mean like physically as well?
Sure.
Okay. That's horrifying. But yeah, like that's a really cool, funny image. Um, ooh, indecisive. What if they've got something like pack tactics?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I could see that being a possibility. I'm sure there's so many like special mechanics
Oh
that they
yeah.
have that Matt has ready just in case they ever did it.
I
They
want
call
them to
that team building.
fight. That's great. I want
Yeah.
them to fight because I think it'll be a really fun fight of again party versus party, but I'm so scared.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad.
Because yeah, they
Like
haven't really fought. Well, I mean, they kind of fought another adventuring party. Would you consider the Iron Shepherds like an adventuring
yeah,
party
yeah,
in
yeah,
a
yeah.
way?
Oh yeah, and that went bad.
Yeah, yeah, that went real bad.
That went real bad. Um, they fought them like understaffed though. Like
Yeah.
they needed more people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh boy, yeah, no, that's a perfect example of them fighting another adventuring
Mm-hmm.
party. Um,
I wonder what
oh,
that
and
other
I guess
adventuring party is doing.
when they fought Avantika and her crew,
Oh
that's all
yeah,
like adventuring party. Yeah. Um, would you say what the other party were doing?
yeah. The other adventuring party that they met way back in the Harvest Close festival during the
Oh,
arena and stuff, and the
I'm
one
not
that
looking.
kicked Ford's booty.
I'm not
And
looking at the chat. What's his name? Lynn's probably typing
starts
it
with a
already.
D. It starts with a
It's
D.
such a, it's like
It's close to Dagon, I think.
it's like, yeah, I'm not looking at chat. I want to try and get this. Darrow. I looked at chat.
Darrow. Yeah.
I looked at chat.
Yep. Stubborn stock. Darrow. Yep.
Yeah, he was cool. I like that guy.
Yep. Almost one shot forward during their
That was
duel.
another thing of like them almost saying something in front of the wrong person. Like they're talking about the Bright Queen while he was still there. Like, all right, let's go to the Jaw house. Like,
Yep.
wait, what?
Yep.
Yeah. It's so stressful.
I know. And then we got more charismatic Ford again, pulling out the cool puzzle analogy. Really trying to
didn't see it going this way. I saw it going like them taking it by force, like Negan style, like taking one out and then like
oh god. Oh.
So this is interesting. This is not how I saw it going. And it's probably might be worse. It might be worse. So
it might be worse, but I feel like this is like, because ultimately they've decided to journey with the Tomb Takers to Aor Prime or wherever they hope to go. This is gonna make the next part of this arc really, really interesting, and like we won't be able to like have like a calm moment. Like I feel like tensions are just gonna always be high.
What if like they're not gonna get to Aor this day? They're going to have to sleep again. They're going to have to put up the tower, assumably. Do you think, like, what if Lucian wants to enter the tower? Like, if he's like, all right, I'm not letting you guys kind of go off by yourself. How weird would that be, him being in the tower and, like, Molly's murals on the wall? And...
Now I want that to happen, because what if that also, like, triggers something? Like, it pulls Molly out of him a little bit.
Or he's like, wow, this person meant a lot to them. Like,
yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I could see that. I could see that happening. Or even just like, maybe if Lucian doesn't press into wanting to go into the tower, I could see Caleb offering it as, you know, like a hospitality thing. Like, I want to stay on good terms. Do you want to come into our tower? You know, maybe have some nice warm quarters to sleep in. I don't know.
So...
I am definitely scared, and that whole scene I was on like the edge of my seat, because Lucian really does still feel like a wild card, and I feel like he could turn, you know, at the drop of a hat.
It's just like, I was just expecting him to like stab at someone, or like the eyes glow and suddenly Jester has no blood.
He has a very subtle, like, threatening presence. Like, he's never, like, outright, like, says threatening things. Not necessarily. But, like, through his body language and through, you know, minor, like, you know, subtext of what he's saying. Like, with him pulling out his scimitar or his sword and, like, leaning against it. Sort of just being, like, just casually brandishing his weapon.
He was in control of that conversation. Like, completely.
He was very much in control.
Tyler has put, what if he's faking it and it is Molly? Can't you imagine? He's like, pranked you.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I know that's probably not what you meant, but that would be
classic.
That'd be funny.
Classic Molly.
Oh lordy.
He did dispel the dome. So
yeah, but the dome's only 3rd level, so
it could be. It's not necessarily that difficult to do away with.
You can literally, if you have dispel magic, you can dispel it.
What will Lucian's custom rune even look like? Probably have a bunch of glaives hanging up on the walls, and maybe a picture of like Lorenzo on his nightstand or something.
Yeah.
Imagine that's what it would be.
Yep.
Just doing whatever he can to evoke some Molly out of Lucian.
Just a portrait of Lorenzo and a portrait of Keg.
Yeah. Yep. But he would probably just do just like standard like guest bedrooms and stuff if they ended up staying in.
Yeah. But then it's like, if Dagon is, you know, falling back and maintaining a distance, if like how's that gonna work out?
Mm-hmm.
And Dagon doesn't know that Vess is dead. Isn't he gonna at some point be like, "Hey, where's Vess?" Like, or
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
I can't remember what they
Like,
said,
weren't we
but
supposed to meet Vess somewhere? Where is she?
yeah. And at some point, the assembly's gonna start asking questions, like, and they didn't modify Ivor's memory, and he was hired. He doesn't
Yeah,
work for
I'm
the
not
assembly, but he was hired by the assembly.
true. So I guess I'm not worried about Ivor going out of his way to say something, but yes, if he does get questioned by the assembly, that's when I'm
I,
worried because then, he will divulge all the
oh
information.
yeah, I think he would absolutely just tell
Yeah.
everything.
Yep.
Oh, which is
So
stressful for
that's
then, like, if they sort this whole thing
yeah,
out,
because
this
now
whole
now
big
now
mess.
they're on a timeline for like
Yeah.
the fuse has been lit, and now it's like when is it gonna blow? When is all this gonna blow up in their face?
Yeah, and it's interesting too because they said, like, Lucian said, the crest you've got, there are others, but they're harder to get.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, even if the Mighty Nine just like, all right, well, we're leaving. It's like, well, it's not going to stop what's happening. It just might
Right.
delay it slightly.
Hmm.
Um, so they're either going to have to play it out and see what happens, or take them out.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels like it'll probably be. I don't want to say that it'll be the latter because it really feels like Lucian doesn't want to fight them,
Yeah,
but he's just threatening it or like alluding to a potential fight just to try to back the party
because
down.
we know what the Cognosum and the Somnova are. We've got a general idea of what is going to happen
Hmm.
when he gets to like this astral city or astral neighborhood, which seems real bad. It seems super
Yeah.
evil. It seems super, but we don't know if Lucian is aware of how bad it is, or if that's what he
Hmm.
wants, or if it's
Yeah.
destruction, or
Hmm.
if he thinks it's a thing,
That's
like,
true. Yeah.
or is it a complete, muck around, and it's Tharazdun like controlling
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
because that's his whole deal,
Hmm.
infiltrating cults and groups.
Hmm. It's
I
like
don't know.
terrifying the amount of possibilities that it could ultimately be, and what kind of influence is gripping Lucian so tightly.
We've got 4 weeks to wait.
And 4 weeks. Do we have any like crazy tinfoil hat theories? Are we gonna get us sniped by the CR writing team
Ooh,
about what's in store next
I love
for?
I love the one that it's still Molly, and he's just
I
like,
know.
I came back, and these people said I was the Nonagon, and like I had to
I
kind of
just
just
went
play with
with
it.
it.
Help me, like an Artigan moment, like I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Praise the next Nonagon. Ooh. Yeah, because like the when she said like I'll do whatever the Nonagon wants, it feels like she holds maybe some kind of like resentment for Lucian, or she maybe feels like Lucian might not be worthy, maybe. So I guess that could be the way Lucian allies with the party again, because like if they get to Aor and they get the final piece to this puzzle or whatever, and then all of a sudden Kree's like, oh, by the way, I'm betraying you.
or he's like,
Um,
no, this is not what I want. I remember
yeah,
being Molly.
yeah,
She's like, traitor.
yeah,
Yeah, we should write. We're pretty good.
yeah. Uh, I don't know.
Um. Okay.
I'm trying to think of any.
Nancy appears at Aor. Is like, hey, I got your message.
Yeah.
Thought I could help out. And then Lucian kills him.
Ooh.
Mm.
I could see something like that. The Tomb Takers are under Essek's orders. See,
Ooh.
I still think that Essek knows more about like Aor and the Cognosa and the Somnovan and the Eyes of Nine. I feel like he's probably knows about it. Um, but whether he
Yeah.
wants to become a Nonagon or wants to be a part of this hive mind or whatever is still kind of unknown. But I feel like someone who craves knowledge as much as Essek does, I feel like there's a high potential that he is at least aware of what happened with Aor and all that stuff.
Oh, it's not good.
No,
We still haven't even got to the lava river yet.
I know. There's I feel like we've only experienced 20% of what Aor has, well,
Yeah,
Isocross in general has for us.
and a bunch of snow and some trippy monsters. But yeah, you can get that in Wildmount. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just a little thing. It was so perfect that Ford got the same wild magic surge as Jester.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah, some nice poetry.
it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love is in the air.
In the form of butterflies.
In the form of butterflies. Oh no.
Boy. Sprinkle is the true nonagon.
Sprinkle is the source of all evil in Wildmount.
Prop at this point.
Yeah.
Sprinkle's not a creature. Sprinkle is just a plot device.
We had another little sprinkle crumb this episode for your video.
It's great.
Jester feeding Sprinkle some bugs, and then Travis being like, "This changes nothing." It kills me. It kills me every time Travis does it, but then it kills me again when I see Marisha's reaction to it, because Marisha always.
That's going to be a major focus of my next video. There's some one clip. It's 4 minutes long, and the conversation has ended. Sprinkle's no longer being talked about. It's just going to be background sound of Matt talking to Taliesin. Yeah. It's just Marisha killing herself laughing. Yeah. It's just going to be that focused.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So funny.
I love Sprinkle.
I know.
So good.
Yeah, that was a cool announcement. The animated critical recap. Super cool. I'm excited to see how that actually looks and turns out. Is it out yet? I can't remember if it's actually out. And maybe it's the first arc or something.
Introduction to the 99 characters.
Yeah. If it is out, I haven't watched it yet. If it is out, I need to watch it.
Yeah. It's a good one, the first one.
Yeah. That'll be super cool. But I don't think I have any big tinfoil
I still think
theories.
I think the one I'm going to stick with is that, and it feels like an easy gimme, but Tharizdun is behind.
Yeah.
The nonagon, or he's got his claws in it somehow. Because I feel like that's just feels like an easy guess, but
that has to be the case. Tharizdun has to be woven back in somehow. Because Tharizdun's not just gonna give up when one small sect of his cult, dies out.
I'm super excited to get to Aor, because these have all just been little chunks that they've visited. How big is this city going to be?
Right, yeah.
Super excited to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And just
there's still so much. I feel like since the arc started and up till now, I feel like this has just been the intro quest line to Isocross, and now the real arc is beginning now.
Do you remember back in Rumblecast, we were all right, what about theories? What do we think is gonna happen? It's oh yeah, they'll go up north.
Yeah, they'll just go up north with Vess, and they'll
get some cool magic items, and they'll get in with Vess to then take out the Cerberus Assembly. Yeah. We thought this would be a small little side quest.
It's that one Paul Rudd meme where it's look at us. Who'd have thought? Yeah. Not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
that's where
stressful.
We're at now.
It's so stressful.
Do we have any other closing thoughts, feelings, emotions about this? I haven't done a very good job of reading chat. I mean, I've been keeping tabs on chat and stuff, but I feel like I haven't really gotten a chance to really fully read. So, how's everyone feeling about that episode and what's in store? Let us know. I was, because last night and last week, I was very worried about this episode. You know, someone's gonna die, or it's gonna be like a crazy cliffhanger. And I feel like while this ending for this episode was really tense, I feel like this was one of the more tame, like, cliffhanger endings we've had that lead into a long break.
Yeah. No, yeah, because it wasn't like a straight up cliffhanger of like, oh no, what's going to happen? Like, or someone's dead. Yeah, it's just like, I want to watch the next episode now, and I know I can't cliffhanger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
anxious as hell, nervous. Yeah. I feel like that's like the general sentiment. I'm so hyped to see how this all ties together and why it involves the moon.
Yes, moon.
Gotta get the moon back in here somehow. Gilly's gonna have to make like a part 2 for her.
We're one
video.
This isn't a moon; it's an egg.
Yeah. It's where they're keeping There Is Dune. It's his cage.
I like it. The moon. It's just moon chat now.
This is now a moon podcast. No longer talking about the episodes.
Chatting with Katha.
Yep. Katha and Rudis. Oh man, but I guess if that's it, if we don't have any other thoughts, I feel like, let me actually look. I think we touched on all of my little notes. Super excited to see where this story arc takes us. Really interested to see, like you were saying, how massive Aor actually is, and you know, what are we gonna expect?
Like, because so far the places they've been have been completely buried. I'm hoping there's some aspect of it that isn't buried, so that they can actually get a scope. Like they go over a crest and they see it like sprawled out, like kind of. I picture it almost like a giant helicarrier, like from Avengers, like circular and kind of just tilted into the snow.
Yeah.
I picture like the mothership from Independence Day, or like big circular things. But obviously a city, and I just want to see it kind of like, wedged in some snow.
Ooh, yeah, that's cool. That's actually really cool imagery. Like, it's almost like, when they're approaching it, Matt describes it as like you see like a mountain range in the distance, but then the closer they get, it's just like a massive construct of a city, and not actually like a mountain range.
Yeah. Or what if there's like a mountain range in this? Is that what you just said? That might have been what you just said. Or like a mountain range in the city. Is that what you just
said? Like looks like a mountain range from a distance, but then the closer they get.
You see a mountain range in the distance, but it's a mountain range in the city. Like,
oh yeah.
It's got myself confused.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm legit afraid of Lucian. Same.
Have you looked at the end of Icewind Dale? A picture like that? I haven't. I've looked at Icewind Dale.
Did you guys read the Blood Cleric abilities? I have not, but Matt's little comment there, the fact that Kree has their blood and there's ways to track them, definitely unnerving, and I'm worried about what else Kree is able to do with the party's blood.
Yeah.
Definitely worried. Not looking forward to that.
Not cool.
I wonder how they're going to incorporate the new optional features from Tasha's, maybe due to how weird Eyes Across is. I actually haven't read too much into Tasha's book. I'm not sure what all that entails.
I looked at like all the subclasses, but like they've all been like unearthed arcana, so I've kind of been following them a bit. Yeah, good stuff.
Oh boy. Well, I'm glad we didn't have to cry this podcast because of the death of a party member.
That's nice. That is definitely good.
But now, again, we have to wait a very long and painful 4 weeks before we get to see what's going to happen next for our brave heroes. So I guess with all of that being said, we can go ahead and wrap this one up. This will probably also be the last What the Sheet episode of the year, maybe until Critical Role is back, we might do like a one of like Jackbox games or like a Scribble.io something like we've done in the past.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, just like a little game. Maybe we'll do something like that, but we'll see. I'll obviously post updates on the community tab for my YouTube channel if any of that changes, as well as on our socials, the
Yes.
What the Sheep podcast on Twitter. I think it's What the Sheep pod on Twitter.
Pod,
yeah. We'll post updates and all that stuff there. But man,
Good stuff.
I am I don't even know what to expect anymore. But as always, thank you all so much for joining us in chat. It's always such a joy to be able to talk about this stuff with you guys and feel a more sense of community and stuff. And thank you to everyone who's going to be watching this after I upload it to YouTube and on Spotify, on Anchor, or wherever this podcast may find itself. Another reminder to check out our stream tomorrow. The what's the Twitch called again? Level Up Dice.
It's Level Up Dice. It's level up _TTV. So if you just search Level Up Dice, Twitch or whatever, it's pretty easy. Or go to @Hit Dice Heroes on Twitter, and we've got all the links there. But it's the Fright Before Festivus. It's going to be a bit of fun.
Yes, that's going to be
I put a lot of work into it. So
yeah. No, it's going to be absolutely amazing, and that's going to be tomorrow at 6 p.m. EST.
Yes,
Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to check that out. We're all super excited for it. We hope to see you all there. So as I was saying, that's going to do it for us here. Once again, thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you have an absolutely fabulous rest of your day, evening, morning, wherever you may find yourself on this wonderful earth. Hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. Stay safe, stay warm, or stay cool, depending on where you are also on this world, because it's turning winter for me, and it's turning summer for you, Alana, right? Or like spring.
Yesterday was so hot.
Yeah.
It was like 35 degrees in my bedroom.
So remain a comfortable temperature wherever you may find yourselves. And we will see you all potentially soon, potentially in the new year. Yet to be determined, but we will we will definitely be seeing you tomorrow. In terms of, the What the Sheep was, we'll play it by ear. But thank you all so much for joining us. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you all soon. Bye everyone.
Bye.